Here is CNN's Dana Bash, a white woman who is incapable of being fair, not because she's white and not because she's a woman, but because she's a devotee to left-wing extremism. Here she is trying to run cover for Governor Tim Walz and his stolen valor offenses.
And on the question of when he left the National Guard, he filed his election paperwork February 10th, 2005. That was a month before the National Guard even announced that it was possible that they would deploy to Iraq, and it ended up being 2 months. He retired 2 months before they actually got the paperwork.
But on CNN last night, Dana, one of the people who was actually in charge of him said they knew they were going to deploy to Iraq in February of 2004, or excuse me, fall of 2004. So he knew he was going to Iraq. He decided to quit, to retire, whatever word you want to use.
Retire.
Yes, of course, Dana Bash prefers to cast the Democrat in the best light possible. She would say retire, not quit. Why? Because Dana Bash is a left-wing opinion host masquerading as a journalist. Dana Bash is a left-winger who is unfair to conservatives and who gaslights her audience every day, telling them that left-wing lies are A-OK.
One last question. Donald Trump didn't serve in the military. He received a medical draft deferment for bone spurs to avoid serving in the Vietnam War, reportedly as a favor to his father. Do you find that shameful, too?
I think that Donald Trump didn't serve in the military, but he didn't lie about it, Dana. I've known Donald Trump for a long time. He really honors our veterans. He honors me for my service. Donald Trump didn't lie about serving in the military. He didn't say that he went to Vietnam when he didn't. This is the problem. I don't criticize anybody. Whether they served our country or not, I think it's honorable to serve, but obviously a lot of people have reasons for not serving. I criticize somebody for embellishing their record, for lying, saying, I went to war. Dana, do you think that it's a problem that he said, I went to war, but he didn't actually? That seems to be a problem to me.
Well, they've corrected that. Let's move on to...
They've corrected it by admitting that he lied.
Let's move on.
Yeah, they lied. The Democrats corrected that after they got caught in their lie. Did you notice how Dana Bash tried to suggest that President Trump not going into the military because of a medical deferment is the same as someone claiming they went to war but didn't, as Governor Tim Walz did? Do you also notice how Dana Bash was ready to forgive Democrats for their repeated and myriad lies with 3 little words? They corrected that. Do you think Dana Bash would be so forgiving to a Republican?
Why did Kamala Harris choose a person who has lied about their military service? I think that is a serious lapse in judgment, and I don't want to hear from a campaign spokesperson of Kamala Harris. I want to hear Kamala Harris herself address what I just said.
You know, I've seen a lot of statements from veterans, including those you served with, saying it's just untoward to be criticizing somebody who served for 24 years.
Dana, I'm not interested in the ad hominem. I've heard from a lot of veterans groups who criticize Tim Walz. The question is, he said he served in war, and he didn't. That is a dishonesty. I couldn't care less what one or the other person says about it. I care about what the truth is. The truth is that Tim Walz didn't tell the truth, and importantly, Dana, this is about Kamala Harris's judgment.
So according to CNN's Dana Bash, she's hearing from veterans, perhaps from the likes of Adam Crying Kinzinger, that if one serves for 24 years, that it's untoward to question their lies about their service. But the lies about the service, including rank and serving in war, which Tim Walz has undertaken, well, they are not actions that are untoward, according to CNN and their left-wing host pretending she's a journalist. The reason we still have people voting for an anti-American, dishonest, and lawless party is because we have allowed left-wing misinformation to be taught in GovEd and reinforced by a compromised media. And we've allowed it to go unchallenged and without consequences for far too long. We can no longer afford these left-wing enablers, and we can no longer afford to be passive. Our representative republic is at stake in this election, and let me be plain, I have no problem with committed leftists like Dana Bash making their case, showing their bias, and pulling for their side, the Democrat socialists. And honestly, I don't mind left-wing educators who indoctrinate rather than educate. But I do have a problem calling left-wing opinion news, because it's not. And I do have a problem forcing America's children into left-wing indoctrination centers against the will of their parents. Time to wake up, America. It's time to know what's going on and get committed to changing it before America is lost to us forever.